So, welcome to Libations with Lynne.
Thank
And
you.
just because this is bubbly doesn't mean it is alcoholic. It is my blackberry cucumber water. And what do you have?
I would drink that. That sounds good. Blueberry tea, hot. I live in New Hampshire. Looking out the window, I had snow yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Well, it's very cold here in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
But my sparkling water was not chilled.
Good.
So that's why I had to add some ice.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled to be spending a bit of time with you. Not
Face
too
to
long,
face.
because we want people to watch this and we don't want to go on forever.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple questions for you.
I have answers.
Oh,
yes.
Yay.
Anything for you. Anything for you. Yes. Yes,
oh,
yes,
awesome.
yes.
So, there's been some talk, and I was hoping you'd be able to fill us in on what made us, ICD cancel the 2018 conference.
Yeah, I would be happy to talk about that. So I'd like to use the word pause because nobody wants to cancel. We all want to get together. We love to get together. What we noticed over the years was we had declining attendance. The costs were about the same. Other associations were noticing declining attendance inside and outside of our industry. So we decided as a board to put a pause on it. So that means we'll have more time to do some other things that are kind of exciting. And we're actively looking at what that should look like. Part of what we're doing is a phone survey, so everybody should watch that. It's already beginning. And part of that is about, what does a face-to-face conference look like for you, and just lots of questions, not just on conference, but other questions. So it was a pause. We'll be back. And we've actually, just this week, we've had 2 other organizations approach us and ask us if we would be interested in collaborating where ICD would have a day, say day 1, and then the other organization would have day 2 and day 3. And we've had 2 different organizations approach us about that. So we're kind of putting all to be approached like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did not approach them. They came to us. So that was pretty cool.
And that brings the spirit of community and bringing organizations that we do different things and different things well, and we can all come together. So I'll be interested to hear more about that. We'll have to have another libation with Lynne to get the update.
I'm ready for it. More blueberry tea.
All right. Cheers to that. All right. So cheers to a pause.
Cheers to a pause.
Yes.
I talk to all my ADHD clients about that, my clients who have ADHD. How are we going to put a little pause in your day so you can take a reset, take a break, figure out what's next? What's the next priority? Yeah.
Well, this is like a pause for me in my day and get to see you. I love Zoom. Yeah. So I have another question. Mm-hmm. So can you help us understand why maybe there's a delay sometimes in getting teleclass information, credits, just confirmations on things, and what is the board doing about that?
So I'll focus on what we're doing about it. We do know that there are delays, and we've spent the better part of this year trying to figure out what the causes are, what to do about it. How big an issue is it? Is it just a few people, or is it a lot of people? Because some people speak up, some people don't want to. We've had people say, I know it's a lot of work to be on a board, so I don't want to say anything negative, but then they have to say it because they get frustrated. So we've done a couple of things this year. One is that we have internal standards for things that people told us, subscribers told us were important. So vault uploads. We have an internal standard and we measure that. It's a metric. So all kind of operational turnaround times. So fault uploads, teleclass confirmations, getting certificates, all of those kind of, I call them the foundation really, because we're all about education. And if you can't prove that you had the education, that goes hand in hand. It's sort of like going to a restaurant and the food is good, but if the service isn't as good as the food is, the experience isn't the same, right? So you want all those parts to work. So internal turnaround time standards. We've focused a lot of time on the basics. All of the board members have gotten to be more involved in what goes on day to day, more aware, not necessarily doing the work. We're not supposed to be super volunteers, but this is a small organization, so we can afford to be strategic and also tactical. So everybody's gotten a lot more involved. Ruth Ann, the services director, is involved now every single month, reaching out to new subscribers. We're going to be talking to subscribers who have left to find out why. That's another survey that comes right after this one. We're doing things like reaching out to speakers. The teleclass team led by Susan Gardner, they're doing a survey supported by headquarters, doing a survey to speakers to get their feedback. And they've got some standards in place for when speakers get feedback on the class. So it's the net I would say is there are more standards for turnaround time, standards for service, and it's something that we're measuring. It's client services is in my background, and when I stepped up to the president-elect, I had my 2 minutes on stage at conference, and one of the things I said was, I looked at everybody in the audience and I said, you're the reason we're here. You are the reason we're here. So we've got to do this right.
That's right. So it
I'm really
sounds
passionate about
like accountability and
Yeah.
measuring things, which goes hand in hand with what we do in our profession as organizers.
Yes. Yeah,
So
it is.
of course you're doing that.
The other thing we do as organizers, I was talking to a client about this today. When you're trying to organize your time and your schedule, you have routine things you do, and then you have what we all have are the big goals. They take more time, they have more steps. So you have to figure out, when am I going to do my routine things, my prayer, my meditation, my gym, whatever it is. And those things need to just happen when we say they're going to happen. Same thing for ICD. There's some, new subscriber lists, or like your ICD Pulse. Yes, every Thursday night.
So I've got a deadline it's Tuesday. I've got a deadline by 9 p.m. to get the content to Jim, and he is coming to expect that. And so it's happening because there's accountability, there's a plan. These things, of course, partnership. Yeah. These things don't happen by themselves.
Right. Yeah. So that's a big part of it. I would say one other thing is affecting our day-to-day, and that is that we narrowed our scope. We were working on too many things for a small organization. And so more than any other year I've been on the board, and I've been on for 3 or 4 years in different roles, we did two things. We looked at the goals and we said, really, how important is this? Like, let's try to whittle this down. We sort of decluttered our goals. Again, organizers, right? So we did that. And then I would say the other big thing we did this year was we went in with a very, very conservative budget. We started by questioning every single line item. Usually you look at the budget and you say, should we go up or down last year on hotel expenses or contractor fees? Because we have headquarters and certification program director are both paid positions. So that's part of our budget. So this year we said, let's start with 0 and let's prove to ourselves that we need all of these things in this amount for this coming year.
It's so responsible.
Yes, it's a good group. It's a good, responsible, accountable group.
Yep.
Yeah.